Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the Kotaku review of Shadow of War. It's the sequel to Shadow of Mordor, which is a game that I think most people liked, but a lot of people, Shadow of Mordor did have that really shady thing going on where they weren't giving out like early review copies to YouTubers unless they like promised to give a good review. It was something along those lines. I can't remember exactly, but it was pretty shady and shady Shadow of Mordor, whatever. Shadow of War, the sequel, has microtransactions in it. Microtransactions don't always bother me, but I don't like them, especially in single player games. I don't, I haven't played Shadow of War yet. I probably will when it's on sale. This review actually from Patricia Hernandez, I actually really liked it, and I know a lot of people are dogging on her on Twitter. And that's because she said something positive about the microtransactions, and she also said that she didn't want to enslave the orcs, and and like she said, "Ew, this game is it's not made for me. I'm a girl," and the reality is that's just like part of her quirkiness as a writer. That's kind of like that's her voice as a writer, and it doesn't bother me. Um, that whole review didn't bother me. In fact, I thought that review was actually really good because she said it's just like the first game but bigger, and then proceeded to describe exactly how I felt about the first game. The story is stupid, and the characters are uninteresting, especially the main character. But the Nemesis system is very good. And she even said in this review, it makes you wonder what the Nemesis system could be like in a better game. That's exactly what I feel. Exactly how I feel. And so, shout outs to my two friends, Andrew and Autumn. They both know exactly how I feel about games journalism and how I like to bash games journalism a lot. Um, and my friend Andrew especially knows how much of a fan I am of the Batman Arkham games, and I think most people can agree those are beloved games. They're pretty popular, pretty well positively received, with the exception of Arkham Knight, which even I, being the big fan of those games even I'm like, kind of little. There's good parts. It's not the best game. I'm not talking about that game today. Everyone knows Shadow of Mordor. The combat is literally the same as Batman Arkham, which is why those games are good. Those games are good because it's just you're doing the fighting from Batman Arkham with this cool idea with these orcs, this Nemesis system with the orcs. The Nemesis system is awesome, and the combat's awesome because it's straight up Batman. And I've heard that this game has a bigger scope than Shadow of Mordor, and I've heard that this game has a better in-depth customization system with your stats. Like the RPG elements are better. That's all fine. And I did enjoy my time with Shadow of Mordor. I'm probably gonna wait for this game to go on sale though. To be honest, there's a lot of big games coming out soon. I'm very excited for Mario Odyssey. Very excited for. Well, I guess Red Dead is pushed back. I think it's delayed. Whatever. I'll just play Mario Odyssey and Fire Emblem Warriors when that comes out. I'll play those, but I'm not really. I can wait on fucking this game mainly because it's just too many flaws with the first game. So I mean, if I had to review the first game, I would give like a 7 or a 6 probably. I know I love dropping those numbers, but either way, um, I actually don't understand. Well, I understand why people are dogging on her. I understand why people are dogging on Patricia Hernandez, and she's very easy to dog on. But like I said, she's just being quirky. She's trying to be funny, but the problem is that a lot of people don't like this kind of sense of humor. It's way more popular with women than it is with men, especially in the gaming community who don't want to hear like you trying to be cutesy. But give her some credit because if you actually do read the review yourself, don't just listen to like these tweets online. Actually go out and read the review. It told me everything I needed to know about the game. Like I wasn't paying much attention to the game because I wasn't that impressed from the first game, and I know a lot of people are, and I'm sorry if you were. If you were, then let me tell you, play this game because what she said made it sound like it's the same game but with some stuff improved. So if you like the first game, then yeah, you would probably love this game. And she described it as like, she pointed out the same faults with the game that I had, and so to me, I just have to think that she has credibility, especially right now when I'm seeing this shit with Cuphead. I can't trust many game journalists right now. There, a lot of credibility is going out the door, you know, and for her to make a pretty okay review of, I mean, honestly, I'd say it was pretty spot on, but I haven't played the game yet. But just from what she said it plays like the first game, but better. And to me, it's like, oh, well, then that's, yeah, it's literally everything I need to know right there. But for people who didn't know what to expect, I think she laid it out perfectly. So, if it is actually just the first game, but better. But I mean, that's basically all they really needed to do anyway. The fans will enjoy it. The non-fans probably won't. Well, I don't know. It's not that it's a bad game. Shadow of Mordor is a fine game. It just wasn't. I think it was just a little overhyped because people were excited about the Nemesis system, which is really, it is a good system, but I don't want to talk in circles. I'm waiting for Battlefront 2 beta to download. I don't know if the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game will be good, but I mean, it looks like they're trying. I'll probably talk about it. You're either gonna hear a video tomorrow from me where I'm like, fuck this game, it's the same thing as the first game, or you're gonna hear me saying like, I'm pleasantly surprised. But classes are back, tanks are back. I'm happy with what I saw. So hopefully I'll be happy playing the actual fucking game. Because Battlefront 1 was a disaster. I'm not here to talk about Battlefront. You will probably hear me rant about Battlefront tomorrow a lot. But today, I'm here to say, I do want to talk more about games journalism and make fun of it. But I want to make fun of it when it actually deserves it. If you want to dog on Patricia Hernandez on Twitter, that's fine, because it is funny. But I don't find much enjoyment out of it. Just because of her personality being different from mine, I don't care. She's allowed to make stupid jokes, as long as the game review is good. And to me, the review was great. I don't understand why microtransactions are in a single-player game. I don't like that idea. Shadow of Mordor, or Shadow of War, is getting good reviews from a lot of places. Kotaku doesn't do number scores, so really, they're not even part of the problem. Really, if you want to complain, I would start complaining about IGN and everyone else who are giving this game a high score. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to look up. I haven't even done this yet. This is a fun way to pad out this video. Let's look up review scores for Shadow of War. Alright, first of all, on Metacritic, currently it has a total score of 86. Well, that's Metacritic. So anyway, let's move on to Polygon. Polygon gave it a 7.5. That sounds fair. IGN gave it a 9. That sounds unreasonable and ridiculous. PC Gamer gave it a 73 out of 100. Sounds pretty reasonable and fair. And GameSpot gave it a 7. This is amazing. Patricia Hernandez, her review, she said, it's like the first game, but with more of the same. Or more better. But still the same, but better, same. And from hearing that, I'm like, well, the game's probably a 7 then. And then looking at these reviews, it's a 7. What did Eurogamer give it? Does Eurogamer even do scores? Let me scroll down. I don't know. Maybe I should actually read their fucking reviews. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get more of the same here. Rock, Paper, Shotgun. I don't think they do number reviews either. No, they're just saying, let's read the final paragraph. It's the same game, but a king-size upgrade. That's what Patricia Hernandez said. So, did I talk about Games Radar? They gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, I don't know. That's his opinion, but I do think games should get knocked points based off price, how much you have to pay. I think microtransactions, just them being there, affects the game. It doesn't matter what the microtransaction is; it affects the game in some way. It does not matter what way. It still affects the game. They shouldn't be in games. That's rich coming from me. I play a lot of Overwatch. Overwatch, I feel like, is very fair with its costumes and stuff. I feel like it's very, very fair with the way it does it. Um, it's purely cosmetic for one, and which is the way things should be. But um, most of the time, should not have microtransactions in games, especially not single player games. Especially also not in games with long term ambitions. With Overwatch, that is a game that is going to be getting free updates for a long time. If you do not have long term ambitions with your game, you should not have microtransactions. A single player game has no business having microtransactions. Never. Not It's not okay in Resident Evil. It's not okay when Ubisoft does it. It's not okay here when it's a publisher we enjoy, like WB. Which lately WB's been pissing me off. Yes, I love Injustice, Mortal Kombat, and the Arkham games, and I even really like Shadow of Mordor. I'm kind of sick and tired of this microtransaction bullshit. I'm kind of sick and tired of the shit they're pulling. There's a lot of shady shit going on with WB and their PC ports and their easy fatalities that you can buy, and buying loot boxes in Injustice 2. I'm kind of over this shit. So, I would love to see less microtransactions in games, and yes, I think it is totally reasonable to dock points if you're going to do a number score. If you're going to do a number score, I would say to dock points. A 4.5 out of 10 for Middle Earth Shadow of War sounds ridiculous to me. Same with a 9 out of 10. I really don't understand, but you're supposed to actually read these reviews, so. But also you have to remember these games are. People have different ideas of what a game should be and what is fun and all that, which is why you really should read reviews. But the problem is that with stuff like Metacritic, companies are going to look at the high scores it gets. They're going to see, oh, 86, not bad, not bad. We need them to understand. These scores have to actually represent something. We need them to understand what is okay and what's not okay. So I would say, and these websites have pros and cons, I would say in the cons section, microtransactions. Has no business in single player game. Get them the fuck out. So that's my thoughts on Middle Earth. That's my thoughts on Patricia Hernandez and Kotaku, which Kotaku I go back and forth on. I'm not the biggest fan, and I don't subscribe to them on any social media anymore, and I used to. And I stopped because there was a change. That was a long time ago, and that was like 2011, 12. I used to like them, and I just stopped outright. So anyway, that's my little talky talk on Patricia Hernandez and people dogging on her on Twitter and Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War and whatever. I'm gonna go play Star Wars Battlefront beta. Okay, let's go now.